How you all doing, everybody? Listen, it's the 21st of October, 2014, and it's in the early afternoon. It's come up to sort of 3 o'clock-ish, and I hope everybody's doing well. All right. I wanted to talk about today. I wanted to talk about these water charges that they're going to introduce in Ireland, and my little take on the whole thing. For what it's worth. It's not worth very much, but I want to give it anyway. And the reason is because I've got involved in numerous arguments with people, in numerous debates, and it's going to help me clear the air as well in my own head. Anyway, because I've had a little think about it. And what I want you to do is I want you to go back about a year. The reason I want you to, this will be obvious to you when I want to tell you what happened. We had a referendum here in Ireland a year ago, October 2013, I think it was, and it was about, the main part of the referendum was about doing away with the Senate in dollar, and we have a two-tier structure here, basically based around America and the American model of administrative power, as it were. Anyway, what happened was about a week before the referendum, I happened to be in, I don't know if anybody knows it, but it's called the Liffey Valley Shopping Centre. It's a shopping centre down, big shop, huge big shopping centre. My wife wanted to buy something in a chemist shop down there, a place called Boots. It's a homeopathic thing, and we wanted to go down and get it. Anyway, I'm standing outside it, I'm reading a newspaper, mind my own business, and it's about 12 o'clock in the day. And I saw this big entourage of people. I wasn't paying any attention to them at all, who they were, what they were doing. I thought they were out canvassing, I just ignored them. But anyway, what happened was, I'm standing there, mind my own business, and the next thing, I'm confronted by this hand, which came over the newspaper. I'm standing reading the newspaper outside this chemist shop, and the next thing, a hand comes over this newspaper, and it's our Taoiseach, Enda Kenny. So, I don't know Enda Kenny from Adam, as I say. That's the first time I've ever seen the man in the flesh, as it were. And I shook his hand, and I said, I suppose you're out canvassing for this thing. And he said, exactly, that's what I'm doing, and I hope you're going to vote for me. And I said, I'm not going to vote for you. And anyway, cut a long story short, I then proceeded to enter into a serious debate with him about why I thought that the people of Ireland should vote against his proposal that to do away with the Senate. And it basically consisted of a history lecture about the foundation of the Irish state, about the Republic, and but the main thing was, where did the sovereignty lie? And I had to point out to him that he was the Taoiseach of this Republic. Enda Kenny, I said, you're the Taoiseach of this Republic. And I said, just in the conversation, I said to him, you should know where the sovereignty comes from that you have. You know? And he said to me, and maybe he didn't think about it, but I thought it was a strange thing to say. He obviously wasn't clear in his own mind. He said to me that he got his sovereignty from the Constitution. I said, no, you don't, Taoiseach. No, you don't. And I shouldn't have to point that out to you. And then one of his ministers, there was 4 ministers with him. There was that little minister, Frances Fitzgerald. She was with him. And there was 2 other junior ministers with him. I don't remember their names, I can't remember them. But one of them piped up and he said, the Taoiseach derives his authority, his sovereignty. No, he didn't say his sovereignty. He said his authority from our Constitution. I said, no, he doesn't. And you're supposed to be Democrats. You people are supposed to be Democrats and constitutionalists. And you don't even know the fundamentals. I said, you derive your constitutionality from the people, the will of the people. The Irish people give you your sovereignty to be here and to be, and I defer to that, by the way. In case you think I'm opposed to that, I defer to that immediately. You have this, I have no sovereignty. You have the sovereignty, Taoiseach. And you could bring about major constitutional changes in this country. But don't forget, at the back of it all is not the army, not the flag, not the state. It's the people, the will of the people. Now, there was loads of TV cameras and all, but they didn't show very much of that on the news that night. They showed like about 2 seconds of it, and they didn't show me lecturing a Taoiseach. But however, that's a different matter. We jump forward now to today, and we have a situation where Irish Water, put a link up to this thing of Irish Water. They say there's going to be 4,000 people employed in it. There's going to be staff, various types of staff, senior staff, of between 500 and 700 people. 500, 600, 700 people are going to be the staff members who are going to administer the whole thing, and then they're going to have employees all around the country of up to 4,000 people. I'll put the link to it. You can see it, all right. Now, what's the connection between the two? The connection between the two is that I don't think that these men who are in our cabinet understand the feeling, the ordinary grassroots feeling among people about this Irish Water debacle. This is essentially another tax being levied by Europe on us, the Irish people. And as far as I can see, the people have had enough of it. And in order to bring that about, in order to reinforce what the people think, unfortunately, we have to go to the resource of protest, peaceful protest. It's going to happen on the 1st of November. It's going to be national protests about this water charge. And what we have to do is very simple. It's all real simple without complicating it. We've got to point out to these people who have initiated this and brought this, the TDs and the ministers and the Taoiseach, you're going to lose your job over this. You bring this to bear on the Irish people, we are going to bring you down as a party. And the next party that is brought into power will have to revoke all this. Go, bring them down. It's dead simple. It's really that simple. Now, can that be done? Can't be done really easy. At the moment, this Irish Water and all these various agencies, these state agencies, are threatening people. Now, all you have to do is this. You alone, as an individual, cannot challenge the power of the state. It's not possible to do that. But I tell you this, out of my experience in life in the north of Ireland, all you have to do is get a small number of people together, and I don't mean thousands, I'm talking about hundreds of people. Just groups of hundreds of people who refuse to pay this water rates, and they can do nothing. They can do absolutely nothing with you. If they challenge one person and bring them up to court, then the hundreds of people that support that person should go along and demand that they be tried under the same auspices. That's what, because I know what they'll do. It'll be the old divide and rule trick. So you've got to stick together. People have got to stick together on this. And if they do, nothing will happen. I promise you, nothing will happen. This is a commercial company. Imagine a commercial company rating you and wanting to know your PPS number, wanting to know your personal tax affairs. Essentially, that's what it is. They want to know what relationship you have with the state. They're a commercial company. We're told this is a commercial company. This is not like a civil service outfit or anything like that, or a public service outfit. Now it will be. Please believe me, it'll be considered as some sort of an adjunct of a public service. But we're told that it's not, that it's a commercial entity. So all I say is this: you just have to get sufficient people to come together, to bond together in estates and in small towns and in cities, and nothing can happen. Nothing will happen. That's all. It's really very simple. And you have to know, I've told you 1,000 times, and I only realised the other night, I've been doing these videos from 2006 up until now. And all I've ever said out of them is, all the time I keep telling people, the sovereignty lies in the will of the people. You've got to keep telling that over and over and over again, because they're so brainwashed, they think it lies in the government. We elect the government. There's no sovereignty lying anywhere. It is imbued in us. And that's what you've got to do. When come the 1st of November, the message should go out very, very clear. We need a list of the TDs who voted this and brought this legislation and passed it as legislation and invoked it as law, and tell them you're going to lose your job. We're going to vote you out of power. And the next time there's a general election, you are gone. We all know the Labour Party's gone. They're definitely 100% gone. What a disgrace they have turned out to be. Total and utter disgrace. We've got to say the same thing to these Fine Gaelers, and this Labour crowd, and anybody else who voted for that legislation. You're gone. Because this is just another tax. Enough water fell in this country in the last 36 hours. Trillions of gallons of water fell. And I've been asked, well, what's your answer to it? It's very simple. It's really, really very, very simple. All you have to do is work out. They tell you that the problem is that it's old infrastructure and systems leaking water. Set about a 10 or a 15-year plan. Employ a load of people to fix the problem. Raise a small amount of tax off people, a tiny amount of tax. And over 10 or 15 years, that would amount up to billions of pounds. And put it in and get the thing up and working. And employ loads of people. Do a positive thing with it. Instead of that, no. You tax the whole society right across, households right across. And basically, what it's going to do is, ordinary people have it up to here. They've no money. They've none. The whole middle class in Ireland has been destroyed. The lower middle class has been destroyed. They haven't got a pot to piss in at the minute. And that's all so we could service German and European bank debt. That's what that was all about. We hadn't got the balls to face these people down when they came here and metaphorically put a gun to our heads. Anyway, 1st of November, got it. Listen, it's very, very simple. If we let this go through, can forget about it. They'll get away with anything. They'll get away with anything if this goes through and this is passed and this becomes, legalised legislation, as it were. And it's actually implemented. I'll tell you, you can throw the hat at it. Anyway, listen, we'll talk more about it nearer the time. Okay, bye.